Hello and happy Friday. It is the 28th of June. I'm Angus here at the Bureau. This is the broad overview for weather across the country this weekend, with the main weather system being a cold front crossing the southeast and the east of the country with some strong winds, some rain and some snow to the mountains. And with the school holidays just around the corner, that snow could be well timed as well. Here's a look at how the map will be on Saturday morning. There's been quite a bit of rain in Western Australia and in Queensland over the past few days, but most of that rain will have cleared up by the time the weekend comes around, with just a bit of spotty wet weather for inland parts of the state here and central and eastern parts of Queensland. As we do start the weekend, the focus will shift actually to the southeast of the country, with this cold front being the most powerful weather system on the map. And let's zoom in and take a slightly closer look. The blue line with the triangles on it is the cold front. It's going to reach Tasmania very early in the morning. Heavy rain for northern parts of the state is a definite possibility. Hobart will pick up some wet weather, as will Adelaide. A wet start to the weekend there. Rain builds around Melbourne during Saturday morning, that front crossing about the middle of the day. Then Saturday afternoon and evening, we'll see it move northeastwards into southern parts of New South Wales. Some wet and windy weather reaches Canberra in the evening, but we don't see that wet weather reach Sydney on Saturday. That will be reserved for the second half of the weekend. Very windy conditions expected through Saturday as that front does pass, especially through Melbourne and parts of Tasmania. Breezy conditions all through the day, but windiest as this front does cross overhead. In fact, the mountains in northeastern Victoria could get so windy that we have issued a damaging wind warning, mostly around the alpine areas and including the alpine areas of southern parts of New South Wales. Wind gusts over 100 kilometres an hour not out of the question there. There's also a very small area about the coast southwest of Melbourne where damaging wind could also occur. As this front moves through, it brings in some cold air, and that will bring in some snow. So Saturday night and Sunday, we're likely to see a decent dump of snow about elevated Tasmania, as well as the mountains in southeastern Australia. 15 to 30 centimetres is a possibility, which for some places is likely to be the most significant dump of snow so far this winter. Now a look at Sunday. We'll continue to see this band of wet weather and windy conditions move northwards through New South Wales, and yes, that does mean more weekend rain for those of you in Sydney who have had so many wet weekends in the last couple of months. Also note how far this rain leans back into the centre of the country, with some rain, unusual time of year for this rain really, falling through southern and central parts of Queensland as well as southern and central parts of the Northern Territory. Elsewhere, a high pressure area in the Great Australian Bight means cool but much more settled weather building across the southeast and the south of the country for Sunday. Now we'll check out the temperatures for the next couple of days. A cool start to the weekend for New South Wales, much more mild elsewhere, but it will be windy and cloudy for many of these spots, so not particularly pleasant, even if it's a little warmer. Then a nice afternoon. Above average temperatures for a lot of northern Australia, some places as much as 5 degrees above average. Meanwhile, very, very cool in the south, with highs between 11 and about 15 degrees for many areas, including some parts of southern WA. Overall, a lot cooler morning for southern Australia on Sunday. After that front has left, we get clearer skies and chillier conditions. The northern half of the country is a lot more mild, and you can really see the dividing line through the middle here. This front is lying across northern New South Wales. If you're south of that, it's a cool day on Sunday. If you're north of that, it's still warm. 35 degrees for some spots in the north, about 26 for Brisbane. So do check in with your local forecast to see what that means for your neck of the woods at the Bureau website or app. Thank you very much for watching.